Hi everybody and welcome to the second part of the IMDB scraping tutorial. Now we are redirected to this page here where we see 250 movie results, okay? So again, in the last video, in part number 1, we have made use of Selenium for the browser navigation or the browser automation. Now, this is the result page and we want, in the next step, use Beautiful Soup to extract the data, okay? So let's go ahead and let's not waste time. So for now, I will open up again this Jupyter notebook, and this was actually our last line of code. Let's go ahead and see if we can access this one. So let's type in current URL, okay? Print this one out, and this is actually the link we need to send our request to, but now with Beautiful Soup, okay? And this is actually the cutting point of Selenium, okay? This is the last part where we have used the Selenium WebDriver. We stored the URL inside this variable, and now we need to make use of Beautiful Soup, okay? Let's go. So for now, first step is the following. We need to do some imports, which are important. Okay, here I want to go ahead and import from BS4. Okay, BS stands for Beautiful Soup and not for bullshit. Okay, it's Beautiful Soup. From BS4 import Beautiful Soup. This is number 1. And the second import will be the requests library. Okay, so import requests. Now run the cell. This is fine. Go back down right now. And in the next step, what we need to do, let's do our request. So get request. And let's see how to get access to this one. So we need to use the requests library or module, what we have imported a few seconds ago. Okay. Requests.get, and we need to send the request to this URL, okay? And as you remember, it was stored inside this variable. That means copy this one, paste it here, okay? And we want to save the request inside this response variable. Run it, and you see that nothing happens. So in the next step, we have to check actually the status code of this request. So let's do this. And now we just need to make use of the status code function. So response.statuscode. Okay, and why don't I see once again? So let me just run it again. And now it's response.status_code. And I don't know why I don't see this auto completion. But never mind, let's run it. Okay, it works. So 200 means we have successfully done our request or our HTTP request to this specific URL, which is stored inside this variable. Okay, this is it. Next step, we need to create our soup object. Okay, sorry, not with B, but with P. Okay, soup object. And let's store it inside one soup variable. So soup equals to Beautiful Soup. Okay. And the first argument is the response.content. Okay. And the second argument we need to provide, or inside the second argument, we need to provide our parser. Okay. In this example, it will be the HTML parser. Okay. And now let's also run this one. Let's see if this works. Okay, no error message. This is always a good sign. And now we can go ahead and print out our soup object. Let's see. And voila, here we have all the necessary information of this result page. Okay, this is it. Now let's see how we can actually target all the list elements, okay, or all the movies. Let's make a right click, and now we need to find the location where the movies are actually stored. So here, for example, this is what we need to have. So you see we have this, for example, div tag, class attribute, lister-list value, and underneath we have all the different movies. Okay, so you see here, if I hover over this elements here, these movies are actually highlighted on the left side. Okay, and this is what we need to get access to. So again, we have the div tag, class attribute, and here we have two different classes, lister item and mode advanced. I will just go ahead and focus on the first class. Okay, so it's lister-item. Copy this one, and remember we have div and class. Okay, now we need to build an expression to be able to get access to all the movie elements. Okay, let's take a look how to do this. First of all, don't forget to mention your comment. It's result items. Okay, and I always call this something like a starting point. Okay, because this is actually our initial point. Okay, this is it. So next one, let's provide one variable. Let's say it's list items equals to soup.find_all. Okay, and again we start with a div, and then inside this dictionary for the key we need to provide the class. Then we have a colon, and here we have actually the value what I have copied, or this class. Let me just show you what it is. It's this one. Okay, this value here, we have two classes and we want to get access to the first one. Okay, this is it. And this value here I've provided inside this place. This is it. So next I will run it. Okay, and now if everything works fine, we should get back 250 list items. Okay, because now we have 250 results. Let's see if this works. We can easily check it out by using the length function. So it's length, then we have list_items, and voila, 250 is the number we were looking for. Awesome. So this is actually quite good, because again, this is right now our starting point. And I also will show you what I actually mean by this. So next one, data we need to extract. So now I want to list all the data points we want to grab. Okay, let's take a look. Data we want to extract. So number one is the movie title. Number two is the year. Number three is the duration. Number four is the genre. And number five is the rating. Okay, this is what we want to have. All right, so let's start with the movie title. And again, first of all, we want to extract the data for one list item. Okay, and then we need to write, so we need to use or make use of the list comprehension in order to write a for loop. Okay, so actually you have different ways when you want to loop through something. Okay, in this example we'll make use of the list comprehension, and I will actually explain it to you a little bit later how we can manage it. So the main idea is to loop through each and every of this 250 movie elements and to extract and append these 5 data points inside the list. Okay, this is right now the idea, but step by step. First of all, we start with the first item. That means list items with index 0. And again, this is a list and we have 250 items. That means I can make use easily, or I can use the index number 0. Okay, let me run it. And here we have all the information which is related to the first movie. Okay, now let's take a look how to get access to this movie title. Okay, and again, you can either use this navigation here or you can use this one. Okay, it's up to you. It's actually the same, right? Now let's just make use of this one, because actually, to be honest, I like this one more because here I have a better color overview, okay, and it's just more colorful. It looks for me better than like this boring black and white. Okay, this is it. So I click on this inspect tool. Then I want to take a look at this one. So you see here inside this H3 header and inside this anchor tag, we have the text element of our movie. Okay, so first of all, let's go ahead and use the find function. Find H3, run this one. Okay, and now you see that our movie title is inside this anchor tag. Here it's the same, it's inside this one. That means I can easily go ahead and use again this find function, but now I want to find the anchor tag. Run this one. Okay, this looks good. And now we need to extract the text element. That means .get_text. Let's run it again. And voila, we have successfully grabbed the name of this first movie. Okay, so for now, let's don't forget the comment here. So movie title. This is number 1. Now, the next one is the year. Again, we start with list items with the index 0. Paste it here. And now let's take a look how to get access to the year. Okay, so the year, first of all, click on this inspect tool. Then it's actually here, right? And you see here it's directly underneath the title itself. So again, let's start with H3. So I will copy this part here, copy this, paste it here. Okay, and you see that we need to get access to this one. That means what we can do here, actually we have different possibilities how to get access to this one, but in this example I will make use of this class attribute and this list item year value. Okay, so for now let's proceed with find. Then we start with the span. Okay, this is our tag, and then we continue with the class colon, and here I want to provide this value here. So copy this one, paste it here, run the cell. Okay, this looks nice, and now we need to get access to this text element. That means .get_text. Okay, voila, this is actually the year. But now we also want to get rid of the opening and of the closing bracket. And here we can use the replace function. So we want to replace first the opening bracket, okay? And we need to replace it with an empty string, okay? So this looks very confusing, okay? So we want to replace this one with this one, which is nothing, okay? Empty string. Run this, okay? And now we don't see this opening bracket anymore. And we need to do exact the same for the closing bracket. That means I can just copy this part, paste it here, and replace the opening bracket with a closing bracket. This is it. Run this one. Okay, and now we have grabbed the year of the movie. Next one is the duration. And again, we start with list items with index 0. Okay, let's open up our page and navigate to the duration. So it's this one here. Okay, we have the span tag, class attribute, runtime value, and this text element inside. Okay, now this should be actually quite straightforward. Double click on this value, copy this one, and remember we have span and class. That means let's make use of the find function. Then we have span. Okay, this is the first one. Then we have the class, hyphen, and the runtime. Let's run the cell. This looks fine. Again, let's make use of the getText function, run it, and voila, we have the information about the duration. Okay, so this looks fine. Let me just add a few cells, scroll up so my video won't overlap with our code. And now we need to make access of the genre, okay? Again, this one, copy this, paste it here. Now let's take a look where this genre information is, and it's actually inside here, okay? That means click on this inspect tool, click on this one, and now we have the span tag, class attribute, genre value, and the text element inside here, okay? Double click on the value, copy this, and again we have span and class. That means find span, comma, class colon, and inside this one we need to provide the genre. Run it, and again let's make use of the get underscore text function. Okay, again, now we have this text element, but it's actually a little bit dirty, to be honest. So we have this \n for a new line, and we have this empty stuff here. This is just not necessary. Let's make use of the strip function. Run this one, and now this data looks actually clean. Okay, the final part is the rating. Sorry, not rating. Rating, my mistake. It's the rating. So let's provide, first of all, one comment, and then again we start with list items and the index 0. Okay, now let's take a look how to get access to this rating. Click on this inspect tool, navigate to this rating, and it's actually inside this one. Okay, span class, and we have 3 different classes, and actually it's up to us what class we use. Okay, so for now what I want to do is, so let me just take a look again. Let's say I want to use this one, okay, IMDB rating. So copy this one, and again we have span and class. Okay, that means find span, comma, class, colon, and then let's provide what we have just copied. Okay, run this one. Okay, and this was the wrong information. We don't see anything here. Let me just take a look. Okay, this was my mistake. So you see here we don't have a text element, and we actually need to make use of this one. It was my mistake, sorry for that. So if we start here, the text element is this one, and we can't get to it by starting from here. Okay, so again we have also here div and class, but the value or the class itself is this one, ratings -imdb -rating. Copy this and replace the wrong one with the new one. Okay, let's run it. Okay, and now actually nothing works. So let me just take a look why this is actually the case. Okay, sorry for this. It was again my mistake. Something this kind of stuff happened. So here we have div. Okay, here we used the span, but here we have right now the div tag. Okay, and we also need to replace this span with a div. Okay, run the cell again, and now we have the information, and we need to extract this text element by using get underscore text. Okay, and now we have this crappy stuff here. Let's again make use of this strip function, and now this looks better. Okay, so what did we achieve right now? We have actually stored the data, movie title, year, duration, genre, and rating for one movie element, which is the first one. Okay, and now we have to do this for all 250. Okay, and actually in my last tutorials I always used, let's say, the normal for loop. Okay, but for now I want to make use of the list comprehension, and I will also show you the difference. So it's the list comprehension. Okay, and for each and every data point, okay, we have 5. We need to create a new list and to loop actually through each and every movie title, again 250, and to append the appropriate data inside the list. Okay, we start with the movie title list. Okay, so it's movie title. Okay, and what we need to do is we need to select one iteration variable. Here it will be result. Okay, then we actually can make use of what we have written here. Okay, so copy this one, paste it here, result.find this expression for result, again iteration variable, in list items. Okay, because now the logic here is we want to loop through this list items. Okay, and therefore we use this iteration variable. Okay, and this is actually the logic. So result.find, here we have our expression for result in list items. Okay, this is the way the list comprehension actually works. So this was the first one, and for the remaining stuff, let's just go ahead and copy this one and do our pasting, because now we have actually 5 different data points, right? So what's missing is year, duration, genre, and rating. That means we need to do our modifications. Second one is the year. Here we have result dot, and we need to replace it with this one. Okay, so this was our expression for the year. Copy this. Result.find until here. Okay, and the remaining part will be the same. Okay, result as our iteration variable, and we want to loop through the result, through the list underscore items. Okay, next we have, what do we have? We have the duration. Okay, so the next list name is the duration, and now let's see how we get access to this duration information. It was by using this expression here. So copy this one, and now you need to replace the old one with this, what we've just copied. Okay, this is it. Next we have the genre, so replace this one with the genre and copy this expression here, or this part of this expression. Copy this and paste it inside inside this one. Okay, this looks fine. And finally we need also to replace this name with the rating and copy this part of the expression. Copy this one and replace the old one with the new one. So this should actually be it. Okay, if I don't have messed up something, we are right now good to go. Okay, let's take a look if this works. Let's run the cell, and we don't have an error message, which is actually a very good sign. And in the next step, we can make use of the pandas data frame. Okay, so here I want to provide this variable IMDB df. Okay, then PD is the abbreviation for pandas. Okay, again, when we have imported pandas here, we used this PD. This is actually the usual convention. Okay, so PD, where is it? Here, PD.DataFrame. Okay, and here we need to use the key and value pairs, because now we need to provide a dictionary. We start with the movie title. Okay, and for the value, we want to append the movie title list, which was created here inside this list comprehension stuff. Okay, so this is number 1. Then number 2 is we have the year, and we want to append the year list. Number 3 is the duration. Let me just grab some water. So we have the duration, and we want to append the duration list. Okay. Next is the genre column and the genre list. And finally, we have the rating as our key. And for the value, we want to provide the rating list. this is it for now. Let me run this one. Okay, no error message, this is fine. And now let's output this data frame. Okay, and voila, this looks actually fine, guys. So here we have 250 results or rows. Okay, inside the data frame we just see the first 5 and the last 5 results. Okay, so this was actually it for this part. And now what we can do actually, let's say as our addition, let's just append everything inside one cell, and then we start this whole project from scratch. That means we start with the browser automation with Selenium, and then we will directly hand over this URL to Beautiful Soup in order to extract the data which we have just seen. Okay, so for now, what we need to do is here actually we can do, let's say one cut or something. Okay, or we can actually highlight it, because now this should be the highlight for the cut between Selenium and Beautiful Soup. Okay, and in the next step, what we need to do is we want to copy right now this part, copy this, paste it here, because after we have our URL, we need to make the GET request, right? Then the status code is not necessary right now. This was just for actually for us, okay, it's not necessary. In the next step, we need to create a soup object. Copy this one, paste it here. All right. Then we can actually copy this part here, where we have created this list items variable, okay, and this actually contains all the result items or all movies. Copy this, okay, paste it here. Okay, this looks fine. And finally, we have also to copy our list comprehension stuff, which is this one. Okay, which is that. Copy this, go all the way up, and now provide it directly underneath. So this is actually also fine. And what we also can do is, or what we have to do, sorry, we have also to copy the creation of the data frame. Okay, because we want to output the data like we did it here. Okay, copy this one, go all the way up, paste it here, and don't forget to comment this. So create data frame. Okay, and as an addition, what we also can do is we can actually output the data inside an Excel file. Okay, let's do this. So first of all, the comment output in Excel. This is it. Right now, let me make use of this IMDB df variable. Okay, then we need to use the toExcel function, to_Excel. Okay, so yep, this is actually fine. And now we need to think about one name. So let's say IMDB_multiple_pages.xlsx, which is the extension for the Excel, comma, and the index should be false. Okay, this is actually it. And now let's see if this cell here actually works fine or not. Okay, so let's cross our fingers, and now let's run this cell in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay. Okay, this was actually the browser automation part, and it works quite fast. Now this is our result page. Okay, and I guess now this process actually looks fine. Let's take a look at our notebook. Okay, let's see. And now we don't have an error message. Okay, and now how can we cross-check if everything went fine? You know it. We have to output, or we have to take a look at our Excel file, okay? And make sure you open up the folder where your notebook is stored. For me, it's this one, and this is actually the file which was created right now. Let's make a double click, and let's see how this looks like. All right, guys, so this looks actually nice. Let's take a look. And this is actually our DataFrame for now. So let's scroll down. Let's take a look, and voila, we have 250 results. Okay, guys, this is awesome. Okay, this shows the power of using Selenium together with Beautiful Soup. Okay, so guys, it was actually a pleasure to work together with you. Thank you very much for your time, for your patience, for your attention. And if you have any kind of questions, please let me know. And I hope to see you in one of the upcoming tutorials. Stay safe. Bye bye.